for this video, I'll be going over the Call of Duty Mobile Controller Pro triggers. Be sure to use support creator code Kurrupt, and also link will be in the description below.
I never used the Lord's name in vain, but goddamn, the way you look at me made me want to change my plan.
So I finally received my COD Mobile Controller Pro triggers, and so these COD Mobile Controller Pro triggers come in a container that you could transport with you wherever you go. You could put in your book bag, you could put in your pocket, in your purse, whatever it is it might be. One pair comes with 4 triggers, so one side has 2 triggers, a small trigger and a larger trigger. You could map these triggers to whichever button you want them to do. So if you want your triggers to shoot, they could shoot, aim down, jump, crouch, whatever it is you find easier for you. So to put on these triggers, all you have to do is unscrew the bottom piece below the smaller trigger, and when you do that, it loosens up the bottom piece. You can slip on the triggers into your phone. Once you do that, you just tighten the bottom piece and you are pretty much good to go. And after you do that for both sets of triggers, you are ready to set up your controls. So the way I set up my controls is using the triggers to aim down, to shoot, to crouch, and to jump. Whichever you map these controls to is really up to you. And what I like about Call of Duty Mobile is that they make it really easy to set up these buttons. Even when you have these triggers equipped, there are these arrows you can push down and press to move the buttons up, down, left, and right. So depending on how you adjust these triggers, you might have to move your scoreboard and your map. I moved my map to the center of the screen so I could use the triggers to shoot and aim and all that stuff. And I moved my scoreboard a bit to the left so my triggers don't push down on that. This is very useful even if you're not using triggers, because it just makes it easier to look at the map and easier to look at the scoreboard. Keep in mind, it doesn't matter what kind of phone you have, these triggers work on both iOS and Android. As long as you have a touchscreen, these triggers will work. So it's a lot like using a SCUF controller where you could like jump and slide while aiming down, and that's like the best part about these triggers. It's really convenient, and also you're not going to be detectable by any programs. You're not going to be put into PC lobbies by having this controller-like advantage, so you don't have to worry about getting pooped on by a lot of these tryhards that are using PC emulators. Another thing is, these triggers are recommended by pro players, so it's just another reason why you should be using these triggers. Triggers themselves are super comfortable, and I love the way they feel when you pull them down. It just makes it more satisfying shooting people. Also, like I said earlier, the ability to remap whatever button you want to these triggers, it just makes it even so much better. There's only a few issues with these triggers. The main one for me is having to take off my cover because I have a thick cover, but other than that, I don't think it's really an issue. Another thing is, it just takes a little time to get used to, just like learning a new controller, learning a new platform, a new anything. It just takes a little time to learn and get used to. But once you get used to these triggers, it's really beneficial and it's awesome to use. And I wish I had these when I first started playing Call of Duty Mobile. The pros definitely outweigh the cons with these triggers. These triggers are super comfortable. They're great to use, easy to put onto your phone. So with that being said, don't forget to use code Kurrupt or go to the link in the description below for the 5% discount on any mobile claw products. So with that being said, see you guys in my next video. Peace.